Yo, alright, I think I got it fixed. My bad, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Sometimes this stuff is just like very annoying. Alright, let's go. Here we are. We got Ableton open. I'm about to work with this. Zion, what's good? Hey, we back. No, wait, hang on. Okay, let me just post on my story, guys, and I'll start producing. We're going to be doing track feedback really soon. The Discord link is in the description. Go in there and go in the feedback section, and that's where I'll be listening to everything. What's good, guys? I got this crazy remix I'm working on, and then I'm going to be giving you guys feedback in a second here. Let me just get the link for this stream and put it on my Instagram story real quick. And we're going to get down to it. How's everyone doing today? If you're in here and you're new, say what's up. If you're not new, also say what's up. Let's get the chat going, guys. Can't wait to give you guys some feedback and show you some sick production stuff. I missed you guys, man. It's been a minute since I streamed on here, but I'm trying to get back to the community. Rolo, what's good? I am just chilling. Hold up, reset these warp markers. I'm working on a remix with my homie Unforgiven. It's going to be pretty lit. Actually, I can't wait for you guys to hear this. We're trying to drop this before the end of the year. We got this insane kick that I'm working with. But I think I'm going to like resample this kick. So let's get the tempo here. I'll show you guys the technique. If you've ever wanted to know how to get stuff in time without knowing the BPM, all you got to do is find like the kick, right? And see how it's like off right now. Like I have it unwarped. And this is definitely not the BPM. Then what you do is you take it, it's unwarped, and just move the BPM until you see the kicks line up. And now, without knowing the tempo of this original thing, everything's perfectly in time. So yeah, kind of like an easy way to do that. That's what I do with when I'm doing like track finishing and stuff. Yo, Zion, Rolla, what's good, guys? Wicked Jester, hey, man. Man, not much is up. Just about to cook up some hard techno for you guys. I've been liking these, like, faster hard techno grooves lately. I feel like there's some magic to this to where you could really, like... I think it could it works, like, the hard techno groove is almost, like, a bit more, like... I don't want to say mainstream, but a bit more, like, digestible and groovy, I think, for people that aren't even techno fans. Versus like super peak time stuff is like very kind of finessed and like, you know. Jonathan, hey Julian, not new, been following for a while. Hey, appreciate it. What's good, man? Not much. Just about to produce some sick stuff. I'm gonna be giving you guys feedback really soon too. So the Discord link, everybody who wants to know how to send, Jose as well. I know you just said something about that. To send a demo, you go in the Discord link, which is right at the top of the description of this stream. Hop in there, go to the feedback section, and send it in that feedback channel. That's where we're gonna be listening to feedback tracks. Yeah. Hey, Julian. Hey, man. Good to see you. Interesting profile picture. I forget. I've seen that meme. Have you ever heard Clams Casino Moon Trip radio album? Wait, let's pull that up. I used to love Clams Casino back in the day, to be honest. The only reason that I did not listen at a certain point is I started getting into, like, techno and stuff like that. But, man, Clams Casino, that's, like, some real classic, like, internet era stuff right there, man. Those beats, like, when I first heard I'm God, I was like, oh my, like, how is he doing this? Okay, hold up. I'll pull up this album now. Let's listen to it. Let's check it out. I think I gotta set this. Okay. You guys should be able to hear what I'm about to play. Wait, let me put this on the other screen. I got 2 screens here. I'm doing the thing with the iPad where you put it on one screen. All right, hold up. All right, there we go. Let's hear this. He did a ton of albums, didn't he? After like I was listening around this era. Wait, where is it? All right, someone send this in the chat. I'll pull it up. All right, I'm working with this kick, but I kind of want to just take it and use it for the rumble. I've been doing this thing recently with you guys ever use Shaperbox? I love Shaperbox so much, dude. And because you can really just like... You know? And then I'll get one of my hard techno kicks I made. See, this is like a great technique, is I always just like to have a bunch of kicks that I've already made. I very rarely try to do the like actual kick design in the track making, if that makes any sense. Like, I'll really just spend like a few hours and just put together a bunch of samples and then just kind of have them. This is still my favorite one. I haven't been using this kick as much in the videos because I feel like I kind of used it a lot, but when it comes to like my own tracks, wait, I'm gonna bring my voice down a little. Alright, there we go. Now let's turn up the gate on the voice a little so it's not so crazy. Alright, yo. Hey Julian, you like tech house, Fisher? That's alright. That stuff really hits. Like when I was in LA and I was in the clubs there, man, that stuff would hit. But, you know, Dom Dolla's definitely got a cool vibe. He really kind of did his own thing, didn't he? Alright, let's also get this. Like, I like how he doesn't just, it's like tech house, but it's not just like, oh, let's fix this. Alright, yeah. It's like tech house, but it's not just that same exact thing. Like, when you hear a Dom Dolla track, you know it's him for sure. Is this stream going to stay? Yeah, it is. So if you guys send a feedback track and you aren't able to stick around, still send it. I'll open it up, and then you can just come back to the replay. It'll be uploaded on my channel after this is done. All right, I'm going to hop in. Yeah, so we got the feedback section on the Discord. That's where I want you guys to send your tracks for feedback. I see we've already got like 3. So definitely hop in there if you're trying to send one because the line's going to get long. I'm also doing donations. If you guys send a donation, hold up, I'll say this. Donate $3 and you can skip the line. Does it have to be a SoundCloud link? Can I send an MP3 of a word? Yeah, it could literally just be. Don't send it. Well, I guess if you send an MP3 in the Discord and I can pull it up there, just don't make me download it. Hold up, I'm gonna put my PayPal in here too real quick. You guys aren't seeing this though. Alright, let me make sure that link works. Hang on. Alright, just donate on the stream. That's how we'll do donations. Oh, see, the only annoying thing with Shaperbox is sometimes you get these, like, clicks. This is something I've been doing, too. This is another, like, Shaperbox sauce. Cause, see? You get that, like, click, and then if you listen to the whole kick, it's in there, and it's really annoying. So what you gotta do is you gotta... There we go. Wait, let's grab this lead and see what's going on here. How many ghost trucks are you making in a month? That's a good question. I mean, dude, I try to stay pretty busy, man. I've got like most weeks it's like 4 or 5 days out of the week are booked for that. If you guys are interested in those, I got the link for that at the top of the description. I'm gonna add a trance bass too. And the secret to the trance bass is you bring the phase down and then like a bit of unison. You want like one of those, right? And then you're gonna put a filter, like a low pass. And I like using the LFO envelope. Yeah, see, it's like that. You can tell it's a saw wave, but it's like if you just use a bare saw wave, it doesn't really sound like this, you know? Oh, and this wavetable inside of Serum is really good for this too. The doot. Hell yeah. Nah, no unison. You see, it's like a tiny detail, but it makes a big difference for sure. Can we still send you tracks for the stream? Yeah, guys, you can totally still... Wait, let's do that now, honestly. You guys can still send tracks for the stream, by the way. There's no limit on that. As long as you send them before the end of the stream, I'll get to it. Hey, Danny, what's good? I've been really liking this trance groove recently, though, guys. Like, I know it's not necessarily... I think techno people are warming up to it. Nah, let's just do a... But especially when you get up to, like, 152 like this, it gets really groovy. Should we send them on Discord? Yeah, the Discord link's at the top of the description. Send it there. We've got a feedback section. That's where you got to send it. And I'll get to it, man. All right, let's try. What I'm going to try to do here is blend this with the Rumble. I'm going to copy this Pro Q on here. And we're going to cut this like here. No. We're just going to do the trance bass. Unforgiven, what's good? I only just started using in learning industrial techno. I mean, honestly, FL Studio, you were saying you use FL Studio. Honestly, for techno, FL Studio is like not bad because that sequencer in there, you know, you can really do, like, you can really have a lot of fun with that. I think compared to Ableton where you got to sit here with all these MIDI clips, you know, you could probably get a pretty cool little industrial groove going with the FL sequencer. Alright, let's get this bass. See what the doot is adding? It gives you like that. Womp. This is this edit I'm working on. Get it not clipping, huh? Hey, I appreciate it, Ross. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a big thing for me. It's like, I used to be just like you guys, like in the community, watching all these tutorials and kind of like wishing somebody would just explain stuff really simple like this, you know? And the thing is like, a lot of people waste time. I mean, the other day, I was trying to find like this plugin demo with my friend. Like, we were right here where I'm sitting right now, trying to figure this out. And we were clicking through all these tutorials. And yo, these people, man, like, they'll really just give you all this talking and all this, like, stuff. And they won't even play you the actual thing that they're trying to show you. And it's just like, dude, like, come on. Like, just let us hear the thing, explain it concise, And don't waste a whole bunch of time, right? Everybody wants to make this whole like intro for their video and all this stuff. And so I think that's a big thing about my tutorials is I just really try to make it about the knowledge, about letting you hear it quickly and decide if you even want to watch the tutorial, right? And not give you a whole bunch of talking and stuff you got to deal with. Bring this down so we're not clipping. And I know, like, yeah, we're meant to help each other, not waffle. Exactly. And I know I can waffle on sometimes, but I feel like I do it, like, you know, in the actually stuff that's really helping. And, like, it's actually important information. You guys might have to turn your speakers up a little bit, bro, because I'm having to turn this track down so it's not clipping. I'm going to turn my voice down a little. Just turn your speakers up if it's getting quiet. It's just so that we're not clipping here. But yeah, that's the thing, man. It's like even if I sit there and kind of waffle on a bit, I try to at least make it like important stuff, you know? It isn't just like, oh yeah, like here's my YouTube. Like, I mean, even like the intros where I tell you guys to like grab the samples and stuff, man, I try to keep it concise because you're not here for that, you know? You're here to learn something. And it's the same thing with your music too, honestly. It's like don't waste people's time, man. Okay, wait, I think I'm gonna try. We're gonna take this and kind of make it like a. Are you familiar with Citrus? Yeah, I used to use Citrus. I hate the layout, if I'm being really honest. Like, as far as FM goes, because I know Citrus is an FM synth. I used to watch all those Seamless R videos back in the day where he would be doing, like, crazy sounds with Citrus, right? But, you know, for me, I get what they were trying to do. I get they were trying to make it a little bit of a different layout and all this, but I don't know, man. That thing is too hard for me to figure out. At least in terms of, like, if you want to really get lost in that and just learn that, yeah, you can do a lot. But in terms of, like, just really, like, making functional sounds, I feel like Operator will just get you so much farther, so much faster, you know? So that's kind of the thing. Wait, I'm trying to answer these questions. What features would you like to see? Okay, Rolla, I have got a great answer to that question. The feature that I need Ableton to add, that they have not, and for some reason, I don't know why they do it, or why they don't do it. Operator, man. Put unison in Operator. I don't know why they don't do this. They got Wavetable with all these crazy unison modes, right? Like, you can take a saw wave and make it really cool. You do regular unison, like just old school trancey. You know, they got the shimmer mode. Sounds like a Fisher song. They got the noise mode. That's so sick. I've never heard something that sounds that cool, right? But then for some reason, they won't put those same settings in Operator. If they would put those in Operator, man, this thing would be unstoppable. I wouldn't even use Wavetable, honestly, that much. Because I always make these cool, like, FM plucks like this. It'd be so sick if you could add if you could add unison to that. I don't know why they haven't done it. I mean, I know Operator is like, definitely it was designed like in a different time, but bro, just add unison to Operator. That is the one thing I wish Ableton would do. Start giving feedback. Hey, we're going in soon. I'm trying to let more come in first. Alright, would love to see Rexel. Yeah, I've been listening to Rexel. A lot of people have been posting them. Okay, I think we can do something cool with these. Send the link in DM. Don't send it in a DM. Yeah. Send it in the Discord chat. In that community, the Reflection community, there's a feedback, whatever it's called. I don't know what they call it on Discord. But the one that says feedback, click it there. You got any analog synths? Yes. I love, what's it called? I got a Moog Sub 37. It's at my old place. I'm about to move it, like, literally tomorrow, actually. And be able to use it again. But I love that thing. The Sub 37 is very unique. I got it, honestly, because I love Stefan Bodzin and his tracks and the way that he used that thing and just made it sound crazy. And really, like, how expressive it can be, too. I think there's something with analog synths where, like, yes, just for synthesis-wise, like, if you just want saw waves and square waves and all that, and you want to, like, put a filter on them, yes, you could just use Serum or, like, Operator or whatever. But when you have an analog synth, there's something with that method of, like, tweaking it and turning the knobs by hand. And I know it's so cliche, and so many people talk about it, but really, like, there's something to that where you really get, like, a different feel, and different things come out. Like, what I love is just hooking the Sub 37 up to my pedal board with all the crazy effects I have and stuff, and then just being able to, whatever it's called, really tweak that and get, okay, we got good quality on the stream, cool. But yeah, I love really, like, just messing with the analog synths and just seeing what comes out. I think that's really the key. I gotta show you guys my pedal board, man. I haven't really talked about that as much on this channel, but that thing plus the Sub 37, you can get some crazy sounds that you just would not get in the computer. When I use Citrus FM for bass, it sometimes sounds like there's a pitch change in the bass when I use... Yeah, see, I hate that matrix, man. That's why I can't use it, because I'm just like, bro, I need like a guide just to decipher this matrix. You know why this... I honestly don't know, though. Because Citrus, I will use the presets, though. Like, sometimes I open up FL still. So, I know how to use FL as well. I'm not as fast with it. And there's a lot of stuff in there that I kind of don't like how it works. But I've definitely, like, been in the studio with people before and just used it. And I used to use it back in the day a little bit when I first started, before I really locked in on Ableton. I hate having to route stuff to the mixer. But, yeah, I don't know. I like to just use the Citrus presets. Sounds amazing already. Okay, the answer to, like, why this is, like, already a pretty solid groove is really just simplicity, man. It's just getting a fat sound. Like, this Serum, these two oscillators with the filter don't really need processing, because it's just, like, clean stuff already. I mean, the only processing is I'm just doing the subcut with ProQ. I really like, by the way, these days, guys, I know I'm kind of known for using the Ableton stuff, like, you know, EQ8 and the limiter in Ableton and all that. I definitely, when I'm making my own tracks these days, kind of just use FabFilter. Like, I use the ProQ. I do the mastering for the videos now with Pro L. Because honestly, like, I've had tracks where I will have it, the whole pre-master is all ready to go, right? It sounds good. And then I'll master it with the Ableton limiter, and it's all crunchy and bad. And then I'll master it with Pro L, and it's sick. So, yeah. Is Ableton more useful for making dance music? I think people... I don't know, because I feel like Logic's got, like, the cool reverbs and stuff in it, right? I know that sampler in Logic is, like, kind of annoying to use. Alright, let's get this groove going a little bit more, and then I'll go in on the feedback. Let's use my new techno library for this. This is the Definitive Techno sample library. The link is in the top of the description on my electronicsamples.com website. This is a really, really good library for making these kind of tracks, honestly. I like using it. Nah, but that hi-hat isn't grooving right. And one thing about drums, guys, like, a lot of people ask, like, how do you get the best drum sounds? I think you just need high-quality sounds, like the ones on Electronic Samples that I've put together. And then really you just have to try a bunch of them. And you're going to see, like, different ones groove together differently. Yo, let's do, like, a nice crunchy clap. I'm going to take this one. And we're just gonna, like, distort it. Planning on switching to FL? Nah, I can't do that. I cannot. I would do a video in FL, and I've done like lessons for FL and stuff, because again, I do know how to use it, and I know some people like it. But as far as like, if you ask me what I would personally choose to use, Ableton all day. But also you got to keep in mind, like, all the different DAWs, they do the same thing. It's just kind of like different perspectives on making music, I think. Like, it's kind of just like what works really well for you. Tips on lead layering for hard techno. Yeah, I think something you got to keep in mind when you're getting to like hard techno is like, you know, the faster you go, the simpler you want your track to be. Like, we're up at 152 BPM, so that's why I made the bass here just like an eighth note like that. Let's actually make it a little bit shorter. Yeah, that's good. Because it's like, you know, as you get faster and faster, you need the production to be a bit cleaner, actually. And I know, like, there's a lot of genres where that's not true, like Shrons and stuff. But also keep in mind what you're hearing in Shrons is, like, really just, like, a crazy kick rumble and some percussion. It's not so much happening. It's like, so when you talk about layering when it comes to hard techno, like, I really just try to keep it pretty clean. You know? You don't want to mess it up too much. I love these little loops too in this techno library, because see, it's just like that little. But then we can take that and we can just like send it into oblivion. I love FL. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why FL gets people, is because they'll do the whatever it's called. They'll do the free updates, you know, and it's like not so crazy. Like Ableton, yeah, every few years. Also, sometimes I feel like Ableton, if I'm being brutally honest, sometimes they like rush the updates. Like Ableton 11, they didn't really need to make that. I feel like they just wanted more money. But anyways, that's a whole other conversation. Hey Julian, what's your current setup? Okay, current setup is MacBook M1 Max, right, with like everything pretty much maxed out. The only thing I didn't really max out was the space, because I always put all my samples and projects on an external hard drive. Other than that, I got a Focusrite. I have two Focusrites I use. I got a 2i8 or 6i8. I don't know what it is. I'll pull it up online though. It's the one where you can like send stuff out. Because I got that because I wanted to because I did like those videos where I was putting stuff through like the Mood pedal and stuff. So I wanted to be able to send audio out of the computer. But when I'm on the road, like I've been traveling a little bit recently, like to see family and stuff, especially for the holidays. I just have a little 2i2 that I keep in my backpack. I use that a lot. KRK, Rocket 6s. I don't really care about fancy monitors. In my opinion, it's not the monitors. It's literally just like, do you have a good track, right? So I'm really not, you know, too particular about that. This mic, Shure SM7B. I'm a little fancy on that, because when I get the, whatever it's called, when I was using that old Behringer mic, it kind of sucked. Like, definitely, as soon as I got this, people were like, oh yeah, your audio sounds way better. And for Ghost Angel too, the vocals in Ghost Angel, and when I do my own vocal recording, this thing is like so much better for that, honestly. Even though it has a really quiet output, you have to crank the input up when you use this. Yo, 60, hey, what's good, man? It's good to see you. Alright, let's put like a shaper on that. So this is like, I'm trying to take this percussion and just really like sound design it. Alright. Let's take this and like pitch it. But you see, like these grooves, it's really like a feeling, man. Like get the main elements going and just play around, and you will create like a good groove. Like I feel like people overthink this stuff a lot. You usually have the problem that my leads sound way too. Yeah, don't worry about layers. That's kind of like the problem, because a lot of times I feel like people try to layer, but then they don't realize like Oh, like the actual layers that I'm putting together, I didn't really, you know what I mean? Put some reverb. Yeah, hey, that's where we are. Oh, and I got this. Wait, let's take this and like work with it too. So these are some stems from my boy Unforgiven. We're working on this edit together. We're gonna drop it before the end of the year, but I'm just trying to get the groove down. Wait, let's do this. Let's make it like more like. Yo, everyone say what's up to my boy 60JOU. Man, he's got some crazy. This dude uses like some real hardware to produce too. I've seen his studio on Instagram, bro. It's crazy. I still don't know how you use the Octatrack, man. I cannot figure that thing out. I tried to use an Octatrack and like the whole Electron. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be so cool. I'm gonna do it. Bro, no. Like, I could not figure that thing out. Hey, DJ Victor Nova, what's good? All right, guys, I'm about to hop in on the feedback in a second. It's a pain in the ass. I know. Well, I feel like it's probably like Ableton, to where if you can really get that down and you can get used to it, then, you know. I'm just like trying to just get the tracks done though. I'm not really too concerned about how I do it. My so late when I Alright, I'm gonna mess with this in a bit. Have you used Sonarworks? Yo, when I went to Zenworld Studio, he showed me that because he had it. It's crazy because when you really turn it off, it's like a whole different room. That thing is crazy. Yeah, I want to try some like... Let's make like a screech, like a hardstyle. I've been into hardstyle and hardcore recently, guys. I'm trying to bring in like some different elements to the techno. I was making one of these the other day. But it's like these very like... And see how it's got like the little, like the envelope on the pitch kind of goes up at the start, but it's not so crazy. Honestly, that's like a peak time thing I'm learning too. Wait, but let's try like some crazy, then let's use like the reverb filter. On some like dubstep. Papa Angerfist. Yeah, man, Angerfist is crazy, bro. I've been listening to those tracks because it's not just like the fact that it's a boom, 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 you know? It's also those breakdowns and the way it'll be like the piano and just build up so smoothly. Hip-hop vibe on the track. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, hip-hop vocals go really well with this kind of stuff. They started playing hardcore on the techno festivals. I mean, it just makes sense at this point because, like, it's the next logical progression that it's gonna go to hardcore. But I'd say like this tempo, like around 150, is probably like as fast as I'm trying to go, because you know when you get to a certain point, like if you start doing like 160 and all that, it starts to sound like too much like a meme, in my opinion. Alright, this is a pretty nice little groove. I think it's time to hop over to some feedback, though, because you guys have been sending a ton of tracks in the Discord. So let's go ahead and get it popping on that. Okay, wait. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Can you guys see this? Let me hop on OBS real quick and make sure. Yeah, you can. Alright, cool. Alright, guys. Feedback time. If you haven't already, send your track. The Discord link is right at the top of the description. If you send a donation of $3 or more, you get to jump to the front of the line, and I will listen before the other ones. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go through the list here. This is everything that was sent. All right, guys, I'm just gonna pick one of these. Everybody one track at a time, plus. Love his older stuff, his new stuff became too commercial, if you ask me. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing with the hardcore, too, is, like, I'm not really a fan of the, oh, well, hey, yo, send, Newt888, send it again. But, yeah, with the hardcore, you know, when it gets to, like, EDM hardcore, I can't do it either. I really just want it to be, like, heavy, really heavy stuff. If it's too much of, like, a, you know, I can't do it either. Like when they took Big Room and put it with the with hardcore, I could not do that. How's it going? Have you ever? Yeah, I love X Club, man. I think I did a few tutorials on them.
I don't want that hardcore shit played in my club.
Fuck you.
Jay Sparkling, where can we submit tracks? Send them, the Discord links at the top of the description. Send it to the hashtag feedback server. And I will, or I guess it's, I don't know what you call it, bro. But the one that says feedback. Yeah, I think that vocal would go well in the club.
My club.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay, yo, Anthony DeCardi, this track is cool. The vocals, you definitely got something good. The lead, to me, is kind of like swimming around a little bit too much. I think the melody, you can make the melody a bit simpler. Also, like, the sound could be a bit more. Like, the way, like, you know, I was really trying to get it, like, punchy in the videos. Trying to make that sound a little bit less, like, reverbed out and stuff. And the other thing is your synths are a bit thin, and I think what's happening is, like, you know, when you have this kind of a groove, like these hard tech, like honestly, like what I got here, like let me take out this bass, and like a lot of times people will have like this, you know, and then try to add like a synth, and then you know like high pass it too much, like you know they'll do like this kind of a thing, like with the EQ, and just get rid of the lows. But see, and like, it does make it fit with the kick and the sub, but it gets a bit too thin on your main synth. So on that, like the one that's playing there, and then all the synths that are playing here, high pass them less high, because yes, you are kind of cleaning it up and getting it out of the way well for like the sub, but it's kind of like getting rid of a lot of the power in the synths. Like this sequence, the low one. GM, is it too late? No, it's not. Just hop in there and send it, man. You can send anytime. It's just like a bit too thin to me. I like this transition here, though. Other thing is your kick. I think the actual punch of your kick could be a bit better. Like, try taking your kick. Like, let's say you got a kick like this. Like, your kick that you have right now. What you could do is duplicate it. Try, and then, like, high pass the duplicated one so you get just this. And see how you can like distort that, and then you want to high pass it again too, but see how you can get the kick to go from this to this, like it smacks a lot more. Do that with your kick, because I think it's going to make it punch through, and it's going to make this feel a little bit less underwater and just a bit heavier. But yeah, man, let's hear this one from ITAS. OnlyFans. Heard of Dion? He's crazy. Yeah, I have been hearing about him. I need to check him out more. If enough people want a tutorial, I'd probably do it. Resend. Alright, thanks, Dot Loops. Yo, this reminds me of like a lot of the stuff I was listening to. Gotta fix the mic. This reminds me of a lot of the stuff I was listening to in like 2014, 2015, like that, like UK bass, almost like garage kind of type stuff. This actually could go crazy in the right DJ set. But there's a few things. I'm going to keep listening and I'm going to tell you what they are, because there's definitely a few things I'd work on. For one, yeah, someone said clap is way too loud, and I agree. I think because it's throwing off your groove. You got to keep in mind, like, a groove is not just like sounds, it's like the balance of those sounds, right? So if you have this clap way too loud, all of a sudden it's throwing that whole thing off. I'd bring the clap so it kind of matches where the kick is. Like with a track like this where it's like boom, 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 like that, I kind of think of the kick and clap as like one thing, right? You know, you really want those to match. It's just like when you're doing house and it's like the hi-hat and the clap. Also, your percussion could be a bit less thin. Like, I would keep what you got going on, maybe beef it up a little bit, and try some like really textured stuff. Like, I'd love to hear like, you know, like these kinds of like Foley loops maybe, you know? Where is it? Like this kind of stuff? Like those like live. Honestly, like you could even switch out. Someone just said change that clap. Yeah, like if you switch the clap out and got like a rim shot, you know, like maybe something like this. Wait, where is it? I got oh, it's this one, dude. These are like some of the best ones. Like these kind of rim shots. It would smack. You definitely. That pack is available on my website. It's the Asa and Sarah tutorial, but if you want to use those. I like what you're doing with that vocal, though. It's just like everything could be fatter, and the bass could be way fatter, too. I think this would really smack if it was like a huge sub. Like, right now, it kind of feels like it's missing that fullness, and it's like a bit of a skeleton. Alright, let's listen to Landfill by In Shock. This looks like it's got a full arrangement. Techno. Okay, I think your main hi-hat and your clap could be a bit fatter. Like, that clap could definitely have a bit more punch to it. And the main hi-hat, too. Like, try just like a 909. Because if you get that 909 open hat, like, it has the, like, to it, too. This is just a bit thin. Yo, Gorkum, what's good? I remember you from back in the day, man. How you been? Hardcore vibes. Yo, this is actually a great break, but both of the synths could be fatter. Someone just said a synth could be louder. Yeah, I think honestly, if you just turn that lead up a bit, and you can see it in the waveform too, like the way it's like a bit smaller here, like try to get that like not quite as hard as when the kick's hitting, but a bit fatter. And also the main Reese is like a bit too thin. Like, I feel like what you're doing is you're taking, like let's say this is your respace. And it's like all these frequencies down here, you need more of these. Because it's like this. Where it's like, yeah, it's still there. But if you have all that other stuff, I think that's what you're missing. There's also like sub in it too, but yeah, just get more of the like kind of frequency. And I think you can bring your kick up too, like bring the rumble and the kick up. So yeah, main hi-hat, louder, try a different sample, like just a straight 909 or something. Bring the kick up a bit. And then that stuff in the break. This is a cool track though. And honestly, I'd love to hear like a little vocal sample in this. Even if it's just like 2 words. Like a little, you know, landfall. Something like that in the break, I think would kind of space it out nicely. Some extra spice before the drop. It'd be sick if you had like a snare build there or something. But you definitely have something sick there. That break would be crazy if the respace was just like a lot more full. Alright, let's listen to this next one. Sabor, Undersea Visions. Progressive vibes. Hey, dude, I've been watching you. Thanks, man. I've been, trying to make the best resources on the internet. Appreciate it. Bass is cool. I do think it's kind of missing the like pluck though. Like the texture is cool. Hey, shout out to all the new people coming in. XRTN, Jay Sparkling, what's good, guys? The synths are cool too. Honestly though, I'd love to hear a like a steady bass note. Like even if it was just like a Reese and you just had it like see what I mean? Like, hey Lucas, good to see you. How can we send in some tracks? Discord link's at the top of the description. Just hop in. There's a feedback section. Send it there. Oh, and there's a bit too much like in the bass here for sure. It sounds like you got a bunch of layers. Try to get one layer that's kind of just like fat. Even if it's that main like wavetable sounding pluck that you have, just try to get the sub with that. Yeah, there's too much like boxiness in that. And if I'm being honest, dude, I think it's a bit boring in some places. Like, you could definitely, like, this thing could operate as a bit of a synth pad, you know? And then you could just have, like, a lead. Oh, and the snare should come down a bit, too. But, yeah, man. That was Sabor. Let's hear this next one from Drill Demore. Module 3. Peak time. This one, actually, you got a really good groove going. Your hi-hats are good. I think you can make the main, like the main hi-hat on the upbeats a bit fatter. And I think you could switch, or your main kick sample could have a bit more punch. Even just like turning it up a bit, maybe. Also, this synth's a bit sleepy here. I'm assuming.
Think about it. What needs to say?
It's actually a really cool ARP, but it's like, if we're looking at this, like, I'll just pull up ProQ again so I can show you. I think you got a bit too much of like this section where I'm highlighting right here in that lead, right? That ARP thing, and not enough excitement in the mids and highs. I'd even try like some multi-band distortion or maybe a slightly different patch. And I think if your kick was punchier, it would like kind of make this whole thing work a bit better too. It's not that it's a bad kick necessarily, it's just like this particular sample isn't really serving this groove as well. Yeah, I think you can make it like in this section. You could definitely make that synth a bit more dynamic. Even like another cool idea would be like maybe you get a delay send like this. Like I have this chain I use. I'll show it to you real quick. I call it the kick send delay. Right here. Like something like this on a send where you put together some effects and make it kind of like something exciting. So then like if you send something to this, you get like. See how that can add a bit of sauce to that? Try something like that and then automating through here so it kind of makes that part exciting.
Do you indeed think that there is life on other planets?
So this breaks actually.
Would you like to think about it for a second? How do you see this life and where?
What BPM is this track?
You don't think this is a figment of your imagination? What needs to say that? What do you look like?
I think it's just the patch is just kind of sleepy, honestly. Like. But yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, you have this respace in here, and this break is like going and going. Literally, the respace and that synth. If you were to just open the filters on both of those as the break was going, And honestly, the break could be a little shorter too. But if you were to just open up like the filters on the respace and the synth ARP in this part and just have it opening and opening until like around where we're at right now, it's just like blistering, you know, it's just like huge and open. I think that would be, I mean, that would make this really explode. And you could probably have like more effects in this break too. Like, I would love to hear more like little sweeps and like little like, you know, maybe like a vocal like, oh, or like some, you know, like a little stab. That's nice though. Oh, and turn your snare build up a lot.
Have an opinion here.
Yeah, that vocal, that was cool what you did there. You could definitely have that in the break a bit. Cinematic drums. Yeah, that would be crazy. Like if you got like a whole, like, you know, like a real movie soundtrack type of cinematic drums, like starting maybe like around here, that would sound huge. Like there was a track, I think it was No Name Left. I want to say it was Dyson Sphere. Second Law of Thermodynamics, I think. Where they had like this crazy break. I'm gonna get copyright for this, maybe. Okay, it wasn't this track, but it was like one of their tracks that was on Beatport doing well. It had like a crazy cinematic in the break. I think you could do something like that. HK, what's good? Yo, we got 58 viewers. I'm pretty sure this is the most we had all of the stream. What's good, everybody? If you haven't already said what's up, say what's up in the chat. Good to see you guys, man. I missed you. Cashmere. Yeah, all the Cashmere packs will definitely get you right on cinematic stuff. Noise, hey, man, what's good? Rob, yo. Bro, send that in the feedback. I'll listen. Feels good, man. Yeah, that synth is crazy. Okay, this track is cool. Honestly, Joel, DM me on Instagram because I would love to talk to you more about this track. I think this thing has a lot of potential. It's just kind of being, there's like a few things you need to change. Send me a message on Instagram. Marcos, hey, good to see you, man. First time here. Alright, Froze. Hey, by the way, appreciate it. Yeah, man. We've been growing for a few years now. I'm just trying to take this thing to the stratosphere. Appreciate the support, guys. But yeah, Joel, send me a DM about that track because that was cool. I think it could be crazy. There's just like a few things. Alright, this next one's from Ivan P. How does this work? Yeah, if you click the Discord link at the top of the description, there is a feedback channel. And that's where you send it. It's right here. See? Community, new members, reflection, feedback. Okay, right off the bat, kick. I want to use this kick. Like wherever your like click is, well, first of all, the low end of the kick is not there, and the click actually would work. It's a bit loud. Like the kick is not very well balanced with the bass line, and with this kind of techno, especially when it's a bit slower like this, you need that boom boom. Like the rumble's gotta really match with the kick, I think. This kind of thing can work more when you have like a also, your background percussion's a bit too loud. It almost sounds like the whole drums are being like compressed together. Yeah, like 60JO, you said it's like good click, but the low end of the kick, both the punch and the rumble is like not there. The only specific genre, nah, Marco, you can send anything, bro. You could send a country track. Even. You can send literally anything. Send a snippet. Yeah, snippet is fine. Send me a fart noise for all I care, bro. This actually, like, literally, if you just sampled a kick, like, try sampling a kick, honestly. Like, this might be a hot take, but, like, you could literally just sample a kick out of a track and drop it in here with the same MIDI, and I think this whole thing would come together a lot smoother. It's not a bad track. I think it's just your kick and your low end really got to be worked on. Thanks for sending through, though, Ivan. This next one is from Kaj. I think that's how you say that. Oh, here we go. This acid's actually really nice. Ivan P. Hey, no problem, man. It's like, I like when the 303, see, like, this guy's kind of doing, like, what we're talking about here is, like, this synth is very animated. Like, it's juicy. It's got a lot of mid-range and highs, but it's not super thin either. Oh, but the kick's a bit too sleepy, though. Like, you definitely could use more of, like, a... Or even... Like how that's got the high end to it, your kick is not. But I know kicks like this, people do get away with it, but I'm not really crazy about them. Especially when you're coming in so strong from the break. I feel like I'm wanting this kick to be like, dong, dong, like really smacking. Honestly, bro, like even one of the like club sounds kicks, like one of these, where it's like more so... Wait, not those. These ones. Like, see how that just has a bit more, like, click to it? And then while we're at that topic, too, your main hi-hat, the 909 one, is way too thin also. Like, because it's like, I want this to be like, boom, boom, and right now it's kind of like, see what I'm saying? And honestly, the 303 is good. I think it can be more dynamic too. Like, try automating the filter a lot more throughout the track, because if you just kind of set the filter in one place on the 303 and don't move it, it gets a bit flat. Alright, let's hear this next one from friend. Oh, this is actually a good groove, man. But your main hi-hat's a bit thin for sure. Like, you have the high end to it, but you need, like, one of these kind of things. Like, you know, it needs, like, a to it. Because right now, it's too much high end. And, oh, hey, we got 63 people. Yo, that's the most we had all stream. What's good, guys? Say what's up in the chat if you haven't already. But see, like, this high-end layer you have honestly would work for the hi-hat, but you need to layer under it like a because you're not getting enough punch. That's kind of like, it's like the push and pull of the kick and the hi-hat. It's not just that it's it's the fact that it's a like it bounces off of the kick a lot better if you add one of those low layers. If the hi-hat's too high, it doesn't really make you groove as hard. Because everything else is honestly pretty good. The other thing I'd say, though, is that main, like, square bass sounding sort of synth, like, loop you could definitely have a bit more fullness to that, and it could definitely be a bit like, I don't know, it's a bit quiet, and I think it could use a bit more like mid-range. But yeah, man, thanks for sending that one through. Yo, Pavel T, what's good, man? Good to see you come through. Go ahead and change kick up something. Okay, let's see this next one from TP3. Peak time. The kick's great here. Oh, but your hi-hats are kind of weak. Hey, Lucas Kid, what's good? See, you have a great kick, but it's just like what I was talking about with that last track where they had the kick down, but then if your hi-hats, especially the main one, like the boom-ch, boom-ch, is too thin, it's not grooving because you're not really getting the pull, like you're just getting the push from the kick, and you're not getting the response from that hi-hat because it's just like. And it sucks because this kick is good. Layering hi-hats. It really is, man. Like, I mean, I've made some sample packs, like the Hard Techno drum library I made to kind of not have to do that, right? Like these ones that I have, which are on my website. Where is it? Ultimate Hard. Okay, there it is. Like these ones I kind of made to sort of already do that, but if you're not using those, you really do need to layer hi-hats to get that, like, boom, boom, because you need something in the high end and something in the low end. I'd honestly ditch this one completely because it doesn't really do either of those. Also, your break is way too empty. Like, this feels like the foundation to build on. Like, over here, when it's so chill and the 303 is down, this is when you could have, like, a big vocal sample. You could have, like, some, like, maybe one or two synths kind of talking to each other. And like the snare build should be more of like a 16th notes, not just I don't really like that in techno. I mean, I guess every track is different. To me, techno needs to have like that classic hardcore, like, you know, just building 909 snare. When you try to do the do 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 like EDM thing in techno, it kind of messes it up, for me at least. And I'm really not even a purist. I just think it doesn't really work with the groove. Okay, and this synth could have a lot more like fatness too. Like this is like this da na 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 na. It's kind of catchy, right? But this is the place where I would go and, like, you know, you could just take, like, let's say you got like that basic saw wave type of sound, right? Like, let's just get like wavetable. You know, and it's a bit flat. This is where you could get like amp or something and like. And see how it's just got like more sauce to it? Hey, shout out the Spa Boys. And 303 is cool here. I would beef up the 303 a bit too. Or maybe it kind of sounds like you're cutting it a bit too much, like in the lows. Like, again, like we were saying before, like if you have this nice, like a sound, you know, it's kind of like a saw type of thing like that. And then you just take the high pass and cut it too high. You know, it sounds like you're doing like that. But then if you bring this down, see how it's so much more full? I think it's just missing that. Yeah, man. I think you got a really great foundation here, but there's a few things you can do to really make it magic. Luca, when are you doing your next live? Hey, guys, I'm going to announce in the next few days. I think I'm going to go back to streaming twice a week or so. Maybe even just once a week, but I'm definitely going to be streaming again a lot more soon. I just got to, get down to it, man. I've been just kind of out of that game because I've been making so many tutorials and so much music and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll definitely stream more. Probably on once during the week and once during the weekends or something. I'm going to announce next few days when the next one is, though. Alright, this next one's from One More. Nice, dreamy techno. I like the atmosphere you're creating. I think drum-wise, though, is where you're really missing. That kick sucks a bit for what you're going for. I know you're trying to do the 909 kick, but this, I don't know. It doesn't really groove right for me. The kick's a bit too short. And then the, really sub-bass line under it is not coming through. Your hi-hat's honestly good, although I'd still kind of turn up the mid-range aspect of it. But it's a very cool atmosphere you're creating so far here. With that stab and the pads and stuff. It's just the execution, you know? I'm honestly getting Fyak vibes. Yo, try the shed kick under this. Build-up's cool. I think you can make it a bit more exciting, though. It'd be sick if you had, a crazy delay send, and you were sending this stab into that. Yeah, here the drums are getting too muffled. Because the kick is crazy. And again, it's really missing sub. And you gotta keep in mind, too, something I've learned about dance music is, people are not dancing to the drums. They're dancing to the sub. And the bass line, and then how that moves against the steady kick. You have your kick going don't, and you have a bass line bouncing around it. That's what the dancing is coming from. And you have a bass line in there, but again, the kick's just too high. You definitely just need a different kick. Try one of these, man. These shed kicks, I think would sound so cool for this track. Which I got this template on my website too if you want to go grab it. Hey, Infrarock, what's good? I think I remember you too. Reminds me of Narcissus. Yeah, they got this kind of groove down with the 909 kick, but still, because I think they really know how to blend that bass line and get the kick not crazy. Fabrizio, hey Julian, can I send? Yes, you can. Send it in the Discord in the feedback section, and I will listen. Good to see you, man. Thanks for hopping in. Alright, now Gio. Alright, peak time. We got Morpheus over here. Looking troubled. Seems like he knows too much. Hey, Madachek, what's good, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through.
This is the world as it exists today.
Okay, this is definitely, I like what you're doing here with this side bass. I like that in this kind of techno. Definitely, I know 1605 has been dropping a bunch of tracks with this style of bass. I think though it's a bit too thin. You need to bring up the side bass for sure. And that kick isn't really hitting right. Because it's a bit too much. Like, again, if we pull up the pro, well, I'll just do it on the EQ8 here. Like, your kick is a bit too much in, like, this range, like, where I'm moving right now. And it's not really going to work with EQ. I think you just need to get a different kick sample, honestly. Like, try sampling, like, a kick out of, like, try sampling the kick out of my track Daydream or something and see. I'll show you when it, like, that'll really show you. I don't mind if anybody samples my kicks, but... Yeah, and so you have cool stuff here. Like, I like the groove going with these synths. They're definitely way too quiet. The respace and the break is sick, and it could be really huge, but it's a bit too quiet. And you can even see it in the waveform, too.
Signals interpreted. World that you know.
Yo, man, check. Hey, I appreciate it. That's honestly why I make this channel, guys. You know, tutorials are one thing, but it's also like just trying to make some inspiration, you know? So you got this huge library of videos you can come to if you get stuck and you don't have any ideas, you know? This channel is a great place to come and do that. So appreciate it, Madachek. All I want to do is just give back to the community. Yeah, I think you just need a different kick and you got to bring your side bass up a bit. Also, dun, 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 that synth lead, the actual sound could have like a bit more, just more sauce. Like, try detuning it a bit. Try maybe like some FM in the patch. Like, I don't know what synth you're using, but if you got, like, if it's Serum or something, try some like FM in there. Like, I think you just have a bit more sauce and definitely like a cool delay. Like, you could use Ableton's Echo or like, you know, any one of the many Space Echo emulations. Like, I really like this one from Arturia. Wait, where is it? I've got it somewhere here. Here, this one, the Tape 201. This thing, like a Space Echo, would go great for that lead, just to make it a bit more exciting. Your hi-hats are good too, but just bring them up and get them more even with the kick and the bass. That's something I've been learning too. I was mixing a lot of tracks where I would do like the bass and the kick is the loudest thing. Because one time I think Klangkünstler said it to me or something. He was like, oh yeah, like, you know, if you really want it to be techno, make the kick and the bass as loud as like the loudest thing, basically. In some cases that works well, but I think if you do that too much, it's going to be, you know, so really just get those hi-hats kind of level with the kick. The minor parts are fixed, people. Yeah, I think that track would do well. I think it could really work. You just got to work with all those things. Komodo, hey, what's good? Thanks. I will keep it up. Ever use Silent One? Back in the day, a little bit. Before I was really like knowing what I was doing a lot with synthesis, and before I really would like in the pre-Serum era, I would use Silent a little bit. And I remember downloading like 1 million preset packs, like, you know, like big room packs and stuff. Silent is cool. I mean, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. I know you can get some cool stuff with those envelopes, though. Like, shaping them works well. Oh, this is crazy. Alright, this one's from Yaya. Everyone say what's up to Yaya in the chat. Because he's been here for a minute. Yo, this is what listening to this track feels like. It's like some Arca. Oh man. Almost reminds me of like Actress and like that whole kind of stuff too. But like with like a minimal house influence to it, like real minimal and all that. This is a very cool group. There's a few things though. For one, I would speed the whole thing up. Like, I feel like it comes back from this. And it's actually very cool. But then it kind of feels too sleepy because it's just like, da, na, 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 na. Like, I'd love if it was like, don't. You know what I mean? Like, just a bit faster, less sleepy, which is literally just a matter of turning the BPM up. Also, it does sound like you got some master processing. Obviously, like this is like some kind of granular thing on the master. Maybe it's like that new Arturia granular or something. I was watching a video about that earlier, actually. But if you're doing any compression or anything like that on the master, yeah, I would get rid of that because it's definitely messing up the groove. And the bass line, bring the bass line up and maybe get a bit more mid-range to the bass line. Like, a lot of times you can take something that's really subby, like I'll use this for example, right? Like that's just like all sub. And then if you maybe add some saturation. See how you can kind of get that like a bit more present in the mix? So I think that would help a lot. Oh, someone just said yaya means testicles in Balkan. Nice. We got the testicle man over here. Hey, Nathan was good. Yeah, this one's cool, man. I think you can just make it a bit, and also like just with the percussion and stuff, maybe a little bit less sleepy. I feel like it could be more dynamic. Like it sounds very loopy right now. Try like some chopping, like, you know what I mean? Kind of like just more like John Hopkins vibe or something like that. All right, this one's from Jared Creesh, Fresh Start. That seems like not crazy about that. I would try to make that pattern a bit like, it sounds like it's too much like fourth and root note or like fifth and root note. You know what I mean? Like try some more like voices in there that can kind of make that more like minor sounding. Yeah, like that synth is cool. It's dun no. And that thing is cool. Yeah, like you're doing really cool stuff there in the break. It definitely needs a bass that's like if you could literally just make like I can do it in 2 seconds with Serum. Like just get like, you know, that's the note. Like take that, you know, like this kind of a thing and just get it real like full and then just give it these stabs like every few bars, just like a you know what I mean? It just needs like a bit of that. Or even just like a steady respace. Also, I know you say it just needs to like mix and master. I don't really think you're going to be able to mix this kick to sound good. If I'm being honest, bro, I would just ditch this kick and just switch it out for a different sample. Like, you know, something like this. Like, I got this one that I always use for this type of stuff. Like, see what I mean? Or like one of these maybe that I've got these that I made too. Like, this is one that I really like for the stuff that I have. These are all on my website too. You know what I mean? Because this kick, like, you couldn't hear that and go, oh, well, I can mix it and whatever. I actually have a video about this dropping tomorrow, Loki, where I talked all about this. It's going to be on my YouTube tomorrow, but yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to mix that kick to really work. I would just switch out the sample, honestly, because you're going to spend a long time trying to mix that, and then it's going to not work. And I think when it comes to mixing, you could really beef up your drums, like the hi-hats and the snare. All right, let's hear this Purple Swag edit from Jared. Thanks for sending that last one, other Jared. Honestly, very cool track, just needed a little bit of magic. Yeah, my friend said same. Yeah, because it's like, you know, and again, I talked about this in the video. It's dropping tomorrow. It's just like, a lot of times we can't really save like a sample like that. That's just not going to work. Oh, this is cool. Hey, no problem, Jared Creesh. This has like a lot of flavor to it, you know, like the bass line is really magic. I think it could be beefed up a bit though. Or even just turned up. And the kick, I almost want to hear more like really like punchy, like this kind of stuff. Like, see what I mean? Like, you're not really hitting that. But this would groove so well with something like that, because what it's missing right now is it's missing the like the real like pushing you into the ground. But you have a groove otherwise, so it's literally just like a little bit better kick. And I think your main hi-hat, that hi-hat, you could definitely add, you could try a different sample or even just turn it up. Has Gyoko vibes? Yeah, man, I've studied those tracks so much, dude. Shout out to Gyoko, man. He's got some crazy music. Talk about, like, just unique. I was able to listen to their joint. Alright, man, I'm gonna get to that for sure, Thanks for sending. Are you into crypt? Nah. I don't know. I don't really want to say my opinions. I think it's been, you know, for some people, great. You can't get rich quick. Let me just say that. At anything. Like, if it's too good to be true, it is. Some tracks is cold. No, I was listening to that the other day, though. Like, the breakbeat stuff. He's definitely... I know some people have asked for a tutorial on that. If enough people asked, I would do it. Maybe I should just do it, though. If I like it, huh? So, yeah, this is a cool track. You definitely have, like, a lot of cool little fills and variations that are great. I think you just need a different kick. I think your main hi-hat needs to be brought up and probably layered. Honestly, with more of, like, what I was talking about with the techno, where it's just like that real, like, punch like that, right? And then bass line, just bring up the bass line and make it a bit more, like, full. Really, it's just volume on the bass line, though. Alright, let's hear this next one from Newt. A break from that. Yeah, honestly, though, what Andrew Colgan just said in the chat is low-key, like, would be great. Like, I think if you could give that a bit more, or maybe, like, at some point the bass line doesn't have as much notes. Like, maybe you take that same pattern and do, like 70% of what you're hearing. Like, literally just take out notes. I think it would be cool. Let me fix my voice before that happens. You know, B2, David Str. Yeah, I love those guys, man. I would actually, honestly, I should do. I've done a few B2 tutorials. I love B2. I think he's got a very unique sound. And David Strasser's pretty cool too. Like that track Afterlife was sick. How do I submit? Hey, Z-Zinc, I think that's how you say that. Zinc, I don't know. It's at the top of the description of this stream. It's the Discord channel. And if you go in here, this is one. It says feedback. There you go. Just send it in there. You plan on doing these streams? Yeah, Ivan, I'm trying to do them like at least once or twice a week from now on. I'm going to announce a new schedule in the next few days. I'm going to plan this out because obviously you guys really do like these. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do at least one stream a week. Probably two. I'm just a bit busy and I'm trying to like do a lot right now. Like I definitely can't do the 3 a week. Like I used to do those. And I think what happened was like I got a bit burnt on streams from doing it 3 times a week. So I'm gonna do 2 a week, at least 1 though, you know. But I'll put out the schedule in the next few days because obviously you guys love these, and I love the little community here. Listening to some of these just makes me realize, Arizona, hey man, but we can all do it. Everybody can make a great track, honestly. How do I? Okay, I already answered that. Track I've submitted you gives the vibes, I think. Yeah, I'll listen. Oh, this is cool. This is like that alien techno. Do you do music full time? Yes, I do. This is all that I've done for the past 4 years to make a living. Can make a tutorial with some groove, tribal-y techno. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of requests for that. Honestly, if you guys want some, tell me some reference tracks. Yeah, Jean-Luca, man, what's good? I remember you. The old lo-fi house days, yes. I'll do more of those now, but it's just there's so much other cool stuff. On Trick Label, yo, the Trick Label tutorial is actually coming soon because a lot of people have requested that, and I actually like those. I think it's a very interesting house label doing some cool stuff. Justin Woods, good to see you, man. So this track is definitely not even like the hardest hitting I've ever heard, but I think it's just like one thing that's going really well here that I think a lot of you guys are liking is it's all like one vibe. Like it's very aesthetically like together, you know? Oh, yo, Hotel Pools. I used to listen to them, man. I could do some chill wave stuff. Chill wave is honestly, bro, like who's that dude with the Portlandia theme? I forget. Washed Out? Dude, that was like what got me into production. Are you gonna do some production? Yeah, I did at the beginning. I'll probably hop back in there. I'm trying to get through all these feedbacks though. Another thing is like even if these aren't the hardest drums, like obviously like you can listen to a lot of stuff that's out there and go, oh yeah, like they engineered that more. It grooves. This really shows like what I'm talking about is like it's not even like the best sounds or like the best. It's just like they all are the best because they fit together. And I feel like a lot of DJs could play this too. I mean, it sounds like there's some master processing, but it's like not messing it up, which is cool. It low-key sounds like you could do all of this like with the Ableton Core Kit drums, honestly. Even like this artwork is like in a way like it kind of like fits the aesthetic, you know what I mean? Alien like. There's definitely like some master saturation, like the way that gets all crunched up. I'm not crazy about this. Sounds like this was made on hardware, honestly. A little bit of radio. Oh, there you go. But see, the thing is, actually, it's good that you mentioned that, Thought Loops, because it's like, yo, you know, a lot of times saturation, because it adds harmonics, whether it's distortion or just like a chill saturation, it can really help to get everything cohesive like this, because since it's adding that, like, the same harmonics to everything, and it's all kind of getting crunched together, it'll make things very cohesive. For the glue, yeah, exactly. I talked about that a lot on this channel, actually. I mean, that's how those Schranz kicks work, where it's like all like one thing too. It's just the saturation. Yo, XXYYXX, what's good? Is this like the XXYYXX? If it is, bro, I used to be listening to you so much back in high school, man. What should I look for in stereo, mono, and space panning? Visual-wise, no, because I kind of hate that, like, visual, like, panning, you know, spread stuff. Because to me, it's like, man, you got to use your ears, you know? I will say though, if you're making techno, just try to get it mono as much as possible. Glitched VSTs. Honestly, dude, I feel like, Pavel, the glitch stuff in Ableton, like when you take stuff and like warp it and pitch it up and do, like, I'll show you technique in a second here. But yeah, like that kind of stuff and like the beat repeat, you don't even need VSTs. Okay, yeah, this is crazy. Honestly, bro, I kind of just want to hear like a whole EP of this. And I do think you could get like a 303 or some kind of like more like, you know, synth riff that would make this a bit more catchy. But yeah. Oh, Baumeister, you gotta send the track again, man. It didn't go through. Alright, this one's from Gorkim in the chat. Everyone say what's up. He's been here for a minute since back in the day. Okay, this is actually a great groove, and even like your kick rumble is pretty good, but yo, the kick punch is not hitting. DS Tantra 2, I'm gonna type that in actually, I'm kind of curious about that. That vocal's grooving nice too. I'll elaborate on the kick in a sec, but I want to see where this goes. X6 Thought Loops. Hey man, I'm glad I was able to help. Yeah, bro, literally everything here is great. It's pretty solid. I would honestly just, like, your main hi-hat and your main kick are all that's, like, missing. Like, and it's not, I wouldn't layer this kick. I would just ditch this kick sample. You need one that's, like, less flabby. That's the thing, is, like, these hard techno kicks, like, if I play the ones I usually go through that I've, like, these are, like, ones where I've, like, listened to a lot of sick tracks and then studied. Like, hear how they're a lot more just, like, Like it doesn't have that like to it, and it's not like boom. It's like very like, you know, if you honestly send me a message on Discord, I'll send you a few of these. And then also your main hi-hat. I think you could just ditch the main hi-hat sample you have and switch it. Honestly, just do like a 909 open hi-hat, man. I think that would be a lot better. Like, you know, like right there. And then maybe like a shaker or like a underneath it, you know? Because this whole thing is sick. And I'd turn up the lead a little bit too. The Wish Gesaffelstein would still make bang. Like I just want to say I want to close the door on this track. Great track, very cool. Honestly, if you just switch out your kick and your main hi-hat, it would be sick. Like I said. All right. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah, Gesaffelstein. Yeah, I know. The hip hop stuff is all right. It's cool, but it's kind of just like, I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that do that. Like, we like him because he did all that crazy stuff. But also, it's like, yeah, I mean, he got on the Kanye stuff. I'm sure he's probably just like, nah, man, I'm doing this now. But I feel like there's something in between, too, right? Like, possible still, yeah, Zobek. You can still send something. I can find vocals like this. Yeah, Grouper goes, or honestly, bro, just dig through Reddit. You know what you gotta Google is Google funk vocal pack. Okay, not funk vocal packle, but and like Reddit, because like, dude, all these kinds of things, like these kind of tracks, like I'll show you exactly. You're gonna hear it here. Like it's like these kind of vocals, and then you take it and pitch it up, and they just have like a really cool groove to them that'll do like what that's doing in that track where you get the like don't, you know, that kind of thing. Alright, this one's from Owambo, aka Chris Dark Pop. I'm not trying to say that. Okay, right off the bat, dude, I think this is a bit too compressed or like saturated. Like, I know you're trying to make it hard, but like, it kind of sounds like those old tracks where I was using too much drum bus. Because it's like, it's hitting me too hard. Dale, the Creep sample packs. Also, I think what's happening here is like, just like I was saying before, like, you don't want to make the kick and bass too loud for techno. You also got to make sure that you don't make your hi-hats and percussion too loud. Like, I feel like the kick, this isn't even a bad kick. Like, you could definitely bring up your kick sample, keep the rumble where it's at, and then just bring that hi-hat and snare down. Because those are definitely smacking. Like, you don't need different samples. Maybe a different kick sample, but it's really just like that, and then not over processing these drums. Funk and hard wave. I know, man, that stuff came like back. I feel like it's like TikTok and all those kinds of things. Like those vocals and those kind of vibes really like hit. Monetize the same vocals. Yeah, I know, right? I think it's just because they get pitched up so much. Can I request another? Hey, Gorkim, I'm only doing one track per person unless you do a donation. Because we got a lot to get there. Oh, and then this is like too thin for sure. Like, just too thin. Needs more sauce to it. You know, it doesn't really have, like, you could add some delay or something. Or like, I don't know. It's just a bit too open here. Especially because this has so much atmosphere over here and so much life. And then it's just like da 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 da, you know, like. But this kind of synth can work really well. Just like. Honestly, bro, I would just ditch this whole like section that I'm highlighting right now, and just for the break, just go from here. just go right into that, honestly. Don't even worry about all this. Try not to curse on here so I can get the, so I can still get monetized. And also, like, a nice snare build would be better. Like, literally just like a 909 snare, like, you know, just straight 16ths. Yeah, this is cool, man. It's just like this synth that's now playing in the drop here. It's too thin, and then the stuff that I said about the drums. Finish up informant, big brain moment. Gotta file my bank account. Yeah, it would be nice, man. I could definitely, I definitely appreciate that. I'm trying to get my bank account in there too. The cause it didn't go through. Hey, it's all good, Jay Sparkling. Even if I don't get to you while you're here, I'm just gonna do all of them, and then you can watch the replay, and I will get to your track for sure. Wonder future bass and hardstyle. I know hardstyle is about to for sure. I know a lot of these hard techno DJs are gonna be doing hardstyle in like a year or two. Future bass, I don't know. My girlfriend likes that stuff still. There's a lot of, but the thing about future bass though, it's kind of become like what hardstyle is, where like it may not be like right up front, you know, in the mainstream, but there's a lot of people making like just, you know, doing great off future bass. Like, dude, Rez is still killing it right now, even if it's not like, you know, what it was in like 2016. Witch House, yeah, I know, man. Well, also the house. Well, dude, like, progressive house and stuff is having, like, a big wave right now. Techno's becoming... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All those hard kicks are coming back. I mean, just give it about, like, a year or two, and I'm sure there's going to be a David Guetta hardstyle project. You know what I'm saying? Will dubstep make a comeback? Yes, but I think that it has to get more exciting. See, I feel like when genres go down is when they get boring or when it comes a lot of the same stuff. Like, the reason why throughout the 2010s EDM got big and like halftime stuff like dubstep and all that got big, and then techno was not big, was because techno was super boring then. In my opinion, bro, techno was so boring in like 2012, 2013. All those years when like dubstep and EDM were taking over, there's a reason why. It's because it got boring, and then dubstep and all that stuff was what was exciting at the time. And it's the same reason why like hardstyle and stuff died. But then what happens is you get a wave like what happened in techno, where it got more exciting, it got more melodic, all that, and then yeah, it comes back, and then dubstep gets boring, right? So it's like, you know, it's just gonna have to sound really different. Like, it's literally just like when someone has the balls to make it a bit different, that's when it comes back. Synthwave is a great example of what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's declining because everybody just went, oh, okay, well, we're just gonna do the same thing everyone else did. Borgor, oh my god, dude. Hey, shout out Borgor, man. He follows me. We talked a few times. He's cool, but dude, I remember that track. I was listening to that in like, man, dude, that stuff with the vocals, bro. Oh, this is grooving nicely. The intro is a bit sleepy though. I get what you're trying to do. And maybe if you were gonna play this live and like let the like one track completely disappear and then drop in this, in my opinion though, it's a bit gratuitous. I would honestly start like here and just go right into it. And your main hi-hat, that hi-hat like right on the upbeats. Yeah, your main hi-hat on the upbeats is a bit thin. This is nice. Nah, don't touch the kick. The kick here is cool. These kind of intros. Well, I think these kind of intros definitely, yeah, like, you know, most tracks on Beatport, right, they're not going to start like that. But that honestly can work. It's just you have to think of the mixing a little bit differently. Like, because I've done this before. I've exported a track like that and then played it live at like Control Room and stuff. And dude, it's just a matter of, instead of trying to mix it like while the other track is still going and you're still in the drop, what you have to do is you got one track playing, You play the whole intro, and then it gets to the break. And when you're in the break of that other track and there's not any other drums, that's when you bring this in. And it's honestly like easier to mix if you do it that way, because there's no beat matching really required, because it's all like ethereal, you know. Send it into the reverb and make it disappear and all that. But it's just not going to be that same like kind of beat matching. But it's easier, honestly. So you mix in the breaks. I don't always mix in the breaks. Like, that's not my technique I always do. But sometimes. And if you have a track like this where you want it to have this big intro, you can do that no problem. You just got to like, yeah, obviously if you're going to try to mix this over a drop, it's going to be annoying.
At this time, we ask that you turn off.
That vocal is really cool. I think here you have everything for the breakbeat except the breakbeat. Like, what you gotta do is take what you got going here, which is great. You got a good snare, good hi-hat, good kick for the breakbeat, but then you need to actually put like a breakbeat over it. You know, it's just missing that like texture. Hey, adios, Daniel. What's good, man? Good to see you. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, it's literally just you need like that one would be cool, like the actual breakbeat. And if I'm being honest too, like there's a lot of over gratuitous on this stuff. Like, I think you could definitely make these breaks shorter. You can make this part shorter. It's like this does not need to be so long, like disappearing there. Like, just kind of cut to the chase. Like, this whole thing could be like 3 minutes. Break, and even this stuff is like, you know. Techno, well, ambient and garage fat. Bro, what are you saying? Oh my god, that's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I like how you go into the breakbeat here, and when you have the breakbeat going and you get that, you know, the gated vocal, it's cool. I just think you could like not be as like whatever. You're from LA? Nah, I'm not from LA originally. I'm from DC originally, actually. I moved there for a little bit. Look here, I don't live in LA anymore though, man. That was like too expensive. And I didn't feel like I was really getting like a lot of value out of it. I feel like I needed a little bit more clout online to really take advantage of LA. The scene is great though. But the truth is, the scene is kind of great everywhere in the US. Like, I mean, I know, like, you could say, okay, well, in, like, Ohio, like, maybe not. But, bro, there's people in Ohio that love this stuff, you know? There's people everywhere that love this music that are trying to make it and stuff. And sure, like, it may not be Berlin or whatever, but keep in mind, like, Berlin is probably, you know, a lot of competition as well. So, like, I mean, everywhere has a good scene, man. You just have to look and not be like, oh, no, like, I'm in D.C., like, there's no scene. It's like, there's a scene everywhere, man. And there's people everywhere. If there isn't a scene already, there's people everywhere that love this stuff. You just gotta look a little bit harder. But yeah, I mean, in the US, definitely, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, dubstep and, like, bass music and all the kind of stuff we would probably hate. But I don't even hate dubstep or bass music, but just, like, boring dubstep and bass music. But, yeah, I mean, there's a scene everywhere. I feel like if I went to Berlin, though, low-key, I could kind of capitalize on it. Because I could do, like, production sessions, and there'd be a lot of people there. Not be as, like, whatever. Exactly, you know? I'm gonna make a shirt that says that. And then the back is gonna say, bleh. It's all quarter note bass music here. Like, wow, 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 wow. But, like, even the people that are making that boring house in the US, man, I feel like they would be, like, you know, you just gotta be, like, open. It's just, yeah, if you move somewhere and you say, oh, there's no scene here, like, there's only people. Yeah, of course, like, you're not gonna see the people, you know? You just have to be open, man. Hard techno on the hey, yeah, shout out to the Detroit hard techno scene, man. I know, that's where my boy Unforgiven is from. He was saying the same thing. Like, the problem, like, okay, I'm just gonna say this. The problem is not actually if there's a scene anywhere. The problem is, like, people that could be creating the scene or could be the scene showing up and then going, no, there's no scene here. And then they ruin it for themselves. Like, dude, just have an open mind. And if there's not a million people that already know the techno that you like, well, you have the opportunity to show it to them, you know? Anyway, this track is cool. I'd bring the kick up a bit, though. And that rim shot could be a little bit less reverb. Like, you could have the reverb there. But just not, like, way less wet. This is cool. I think what you could really do with this break to really get exciting with it, though, do some, like, the filters on these synths should be opening more progressively. Because, like, if you were getting here, and it was like, you know what I mean? It could be, like, exploding. And all that would take would just be, like, the filters opening more. Also, you need maybe some more percussion, like more interesting percussion, and your main hi-hat, your main clap, and your main kick aren't quite there. Turn the kick up, different hi-hat, and less reverbed out on the rim shot / clap. Alright, thanks for sending that one through. This next one is from Kirju. Daydream. Sounds familiar? Prague is a pretty random place I can show you. Yeah, see, exactly. Like, this guy gets it. Pablo, it's like, you know, there's always at least one other person that's going to want to be into what you're into. And your friends may be into it. Like, maybe the bass music people are just going to those shows because they want to go to dance music and they think that's all there is. Like, you know, I mean, if they're willing to listen to Joyride, they'd probably be willing to listen to techno, you know? You have to ask to pay if you want to play, and dude, that sucks. But that is one thing about some of the smaller towns in the U.S. too. Or maybe they won't ask you to pay, but they'll be like, oh, well, you have to sell tickets, which is like basically paying. You know, like, come on, bro. Like, you're a promoter. Like, the job is on you to promote it. How do I send him? Hey, Mr. Rotundus, send it to the Discord link at the top of the description. There's a feedback channel. Send it there. Pretty sure there's a techno scene. Man, exactly, bro. There's one in Egypt. Yeah, isn't there the whole Future Sound of Egypt or whatever, that label? Like, they've literally just built a whole thing, man. The consumer, hey, that's true, Rhythm, about the consumer not really caring. But at the same time, I know the consumer will go. If all their friends are going, whoa, there's this crazy hard techno rave tonight and there's nothing else happening, they'll go to it, you know? I mean, maybe like, and then, you know, they go enough times and they're going to start listening to Klon Kunstler. Next thing you know, they're on our team. This is my new favorite. Oh, yeah, shout out Deep Medi, man. I love that label, too. I mean, that, honestly, they have like a super, like, whatever it's called, honestly like a kind of techno vibe to their music. If you really listen to those like classic Deep Medi records, man. Goth trad and all that. I mean, these are like the old school ones. I haven't really listened to a lot of their like newer releases, but I was on it. Like good old days, Jack Sparrow. Oh my god, man. I was on that so much back in the day. I haven't listened to a lot of their new stuff, but yeah, shout out Deep Medi. I love that label. What was I gonna say? Alright, Italy, yeah. The jungle pads, man, they're not hard. It's just those like jazzy chords. I'm glad I was able to help you guys out with that though. This is giving me like super sewer slut vibes too, how crunchy it is. I mean, I would honestly just like finish that, man. There's not a whole lot to say because that kind of stuff is so like textural that you can't really just be like, oh, turn the kick up, you know? Oh, this is hard. I don't like this kick sample though. The kick sample, like, at least for me, maybe, I know you're going for something maybe lo-fi, but with this, you definitely need like one of those, not this like that thing is too weak. That's why you can't really just use the kicks right out of club sounds. You need to layer them. This is grooving like pretty hard. I'd turn the hi-hat down though. It's a bit too... Hang on. That main hi-hat, the 909, is like a bit too crunchy for me. Like it's not enough and too much like... Oh yeah, 999. Yeah, they're from Italy. That's right. And I feel like in the 90s, the Italian techno scene was crazy too. Like I know there's a lot of like, let's just look it up, man. Let's just look up Italian techno. I know there was like a whole scene of that back in the day. But then low key, I feel like there's like about to be. Oh look, the king of techno himself, Marshmello. Wow, they know what's up. Yeah, what is Marshmello up to these days? Yeah, Sam too, I'm pretty sure. I think like a lot of people in the scene are. It's just maybe there isn't like one scene of Italian techno. Yo, okay, yeah, this is a nice track. I would just change the kick sample for something a bit more hi-fi. Definitely different hi-hat. Oh yeah, Enrico, bro, he's Italian. Yeah, like he's like one of the kings worldwide of this stuff, man. It's literally just that hi-hat and kick, I think, would save this. Alright, let's see how many more do we have? Goddamn. Okay, I might have to do another stream with some of these because we got a lot in here, man, and I'm getting... Hey, Froz, yeah, man. Cool track. Like, I would honestly love, like, if you do those changes, DM me that. I would love to play that track when I DJ. And the Smosh sample, dude, I used to love Smosh. That's how you know I'm an American kid from the 2000s. Yo, VX, good to see you, man. How's it going? I'm good. I'm having a good time hanging out with you guys on here. This is wonderful, man. Love having a little party. How you doing? Okay, melodically, this is cool. The break takes too long. I would start the break right here where my cursor is. Ditch like all of this part of the break. You don't need to build it all the way up. Just like cut to the chase. And then execution wise, it's not good. Like the kick. Well, it just kind of sounds like the drums are like too saturated and it's like the wrong samples. So like Just switch out the kick sample, switch out the hi-hats for something with a bit more, you know, it's really just that. Because melodically, this is great. And especially when it's like this ARP with that pad is beautiful. It's just like the drums around it and the low end too. Like it sounds like you got a rumble bass, and your rumble definitely needs to be fatter as well. Sebastian, what will you do? Whatever I want. Dub techno EBM, I'm getting a lot of. Yeah, EBM is about to blow up, man, for sure. And I know that's gonna spill over into like pop music and techno and stuff. Send a track, my Discord. Alright guys, I'm gonna get in here. Let's check out this one from Off Limits. I'll do a few more. If I don't get to them though, I'm gonna be doing another stream this weekend in my new studio, so don't worry. Most techno scenes are yeah, I know. Tell me about it, bro. But that's why we got this, cause there's no snobbery here. Just love of the music, man. I'm over the snobs. And the snobs are gonna get left behind. Hey, want sooner? What's good? Send it to the Discord. It's in the description. There's a feedback section. Okay, this one I actually like a lot. I like that ARP. It's cool, nice and evil. And I like the bass stabs coming off it. The that thing is cool, but it's the drums. They're not there. Like, honestly, this hi-hat you could use, but turn it up a lot. And then, like, just new kick. New rumble, too. The rumble's kind of flabby. And the clap. Bring the clap up. Because this actually would be a crazy track. Like, if you finish this, send this to me on Discord. Because I actually do like this a lot. Alright, we got one more here from Kiaran. I think that's how you say it. Kiaran. Cool artwork. Hey, no problem, Rob. That track really is cool. Techno is fun making, but I hate that I always tend to... I feel you, bro, but I like the hard style kind of like in the techno a little bit. Sending love. Hey, Lewis, man, happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Lewis. Athens, Georgia. Oh, boy. We're going to have a lot more producer parties, man. I'm going to get on here on like Saturday, I think. And we'll do more feedback streams, guys. I just needed a few years because I did too much streaming back in the day. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to not do too much so that I don't like kill myself with it. But yeah, don't worry. If you guys didn't get played this time, I promise you guys we are going to do plenty more of these. We're all going to get feedback. This track is honestly a tight groove. I like what you're doing with the like super ravey stabs. Not enough bass though, and you could probably bring down that kick a little bit. Like I get what you're doing here with that, but yeah. VX, curious any insight on your production mindset? Consistently maintain the creativity. Okay, that I know a lot of people struggle with that. They think like, oh, you have to like, you know, I'm not creative right now and stuff. Dude, it's all in your head. It's all in your head. But the key to that is like, it's not just like beating yourself up and being like, oh, it's all in my head. Like I'm not doing this. It's literally just like, you just have to have like a lot of different ways that you get inspired. And I mean, with the internet, like you could listen to so much music. Like that's really what it is for me. It's like, I just listen to so much different stuff that really like inspires me. And I think that's really the key is just stop like always the same music over and over and over, right? Happy birthday, Lewis. Was just at. Yeah, man. Happy birthday, Lewis. And thanks to everybody who came through the stream, guys. I think I'm about to head out here. I'm getting tired, but I'm going to be back on this weekend. I'm going to announce in the next few days what day and what time so we can all come through. I'll be producing, giving even more feedback to you guys and all that. Hey, Kaufman, good to see you, man. Thanks to everybody who came through. This was a great stream. I missed you guys so much, and I'm definitely going to come back in here really soon. Peace, guys.